Welcome to the Airgun Show, brought to you by Airgun World magazine. Check out the show description for subscription offers, which include shooting insurance. In this week's episode, I'm going to be taking a look at the Kral NP-03 PCP airgun. But before that, Rich Saunders is heading out under the cover of darkness and he's setting his sights on rabbits.
Now there's all kinds of reasons to shoot rabbits, but this is a first for me. The farm has a solar panel field right next to the horse paddock, and by digging holes and scrapes, the rabbits not only pose a threat to the horses but also undermine the foundations to the panels, making them unstable. Now I don't get to shoot here that often because of the horses, but the problem's getting so bad the farmers moved them out so I can have a go at the rabbits. I've only got a limited window before the horses come back in a few weeks, so I need to take full advantage of every opportunity. So as a result, I'm using an FAC rated FX Impact, which will help extend the range and also help deal with the fact that it's quite windy here in the open field. I've paired it with a Hikmicro Alpex 4K digital day-night scope, which is incredibly clear at night, and also has a ballistic calculator to help work out hold over and hold under for me. And holding all of that together is a set of Sportsmatch scope mounts. My mate Kev is on another part of the farm where the rabbits have been chomping through blueberry and strawberry plants. He's using an FX DRS. Now with regards to pellets, it's not at all pellet fussy, but it goes really well with these JTS dead center pellets. And on top is a DNT Zulus digital scope, which also has a ballistic calculator.
There's lots of rabbits out tonight. It's just a case of being in the right place at the right time. The weather's not great, to be honest. We've had quite a bit of rain and there's more in the air, but hopefully should get a few before the next set of rain comes in. Well, I didn't have to wait too long for that one. I lasered him with the Alpex at 64 metres, and it's quite gusty actually, it's quite windy at times, but hit him really hard, and I'm satisfied that he's down perfectly dead. So rather than stomp about near the warren, I'm just going to leave him there and hopefully get a few more.
That was another two in quick succession at really close range.
I can see a couple of rabbits underneath the the solar panels there right on the other side. I think if I can get around the edge of the solar panels, I might be able to get a shot. Let's give it a go. Well, I lasered him at 64 metres again actually, and there's quite a strong left to right wind here, as you can probably hear. So I had to give him quite a little bit of hold off, about a mil dot in the end, and looked like a really clean headshot. So this time of year you have to be really careful about bugs, and especially ticks, because of the threat of Lyme disease. Really not something you want to be messing around with. I tend to avoid bug spray if I can because it smells. I started using this Rovents gear. They do everything from socks to shirts and trousers and jackets, and it's impregnated with a substance called permethrin, and apparently that causes any bugs and ticks that come into contact with it to be paralysed, so they can't actually bite you. And yeah, especially if you're sitting down where there's an area with lots of deer, it's worth keeping that in mind. Well, I saw 2 rabbits in the field there. I don't know where the second one went, but I lasered that one at about 50 metres, hit him nice and hard in the back of the head. The wind's died down now, thankfully, and yeah, with this setup that was almost flat, barely any holdover needed at all. You had to wait 5 minutes for that one to pop out on the hedgerow, just by the lane there, and bang on 36 metres it was pretty much on 0. We've had a couple of rumbles of thunder and there's rain in the air again, so I think we're going to call it a night. It's a bit frustrating because I think we've only been here for less than an hour and there's loads of rabbits around, but don't really want to get caught in the rain. And I've heard from Kevin and he's had a few as well, so I think I'm going to go and pick up those rabbits and go and meet up with him again and call it a night. So thanks very much for watching.
A brilliant night on the rabbits for Rich and his mate Kevin there. Next up, I'm taking a look at the brilliant and surprisingly affordable Kral NP-03. Right, what I've got here today is what I regard as being a great choice for anybody who wants a compact, affordable PCP that shoots well and can also take a bit of rough and tumble. It's the Kral Puncher NP-03. Distributed in the UK by Range-Right, it has a recommended retail price of £480. You can see this is very much a tactically styled airgun. It tips the scales at a really manageable 3.1 kilos, and it actually has an extendable stock, so overall length can vary between 80 and 88 centimetres. Now it's an ambidextrous stock and it's a black synthetic handle which should certainly stand up to any of the knocks and bumps that you're likely to pick up in the field or on the range. The fore end is quite short, so you'll probably find your leading hand holding onto the cylinder, and that still feels perfectly comfortable. You can see that there is an underside Picatinny rail for the attachment of bipods and the like, and that's really useful. Now moving back, I really like the pistol grip. It's chunky, it has a shelf, and it's brilliantly contoured to the hand. That makes for a comfy hold and brilliant trigger attack. I've mentioned this gun's adjustable stock, and the mechanism couldn't be simpler. All you do is press down the button towards the front of the butt section, and it then slides in and out with 6 different stop points and then locks into position when you release that button. Now, this adjustability means that you can tweak gun fit to suit your build, and that adjusts length of pull between about 33 and 41 centimetres. Now this section is also finished with a really soft, grippy, rubberized butt pad. This stock's neat features don't end there, as the height of the cheek piece can also be adjusted at the press of a button. This mechanism also has 6 stop points, enabling you to add up to 35mm of rise. Now the result is good eye scope alignment regardless of what mounts you're using. Moving on to the metalwork, the black anodized finish looks very tidy. The 400mm barrel is shrouded, and it's also threaded to accept a silencer. Now the NP-03 features a really neat dual scope mounting system, so the rail can actually accept both Picatinny and dovetail mounts. It offers about 150mm of clamping space. It is actually interrupted by the magazine, but the mag does sit pretty low, so I can't really see that causing any problems. The gun comes supplied with 2 magazines and a single shot tray. Now it's a well-designed magazine, straightforward to load, and it has a shot counter. Capacity is 12 shots in this 2.2 version and 14 in 177 caliber. The magazine is driven by a side lever action which can't be reversed for left-handers. Nonetheless, for right-handers, it's well positioned, and it's a nice positive mechanism that's kept the shots coming during my weeks of testing. I've got to say the trigger is a lot better than I'd usually expect at this price point. It's a 2-stage unit, and it's got a nice match-type blade that can be adjusted for height and angle. Now the actual release can also be adjusted, but you have to remove the action from the stock to do that. Now thankfully, this one was actually pretty good straight out of the box. The first stage is very short, but the second stage is clean, crisp, and utterly predictable. There's a rocker type safety switch positioned just below the side lever, nicely away from the trigger, yet still perfectly easy to operate with your thumb. You pull it back into the safe position and then simply push it forward when you're ready to take the shot. As for power, the 2.2 caliber test gun is producing a muzzle energy of around 11.3 foot-pounds. Now it's not regulated, but consistency still remained within 9 feet per second over a 10-shot string. Now there is a power adjustment dial positioned just in front of the side lever. That means that you've got the option of winding down output or fine tuning it to suit specific ammo. Maximum fill pressure is 200 bar and there's a gauge sunk in the underside of the stock to show you how your air reserves are holding out. Now the NP-03 actually has quite a sleek cylinder, but it holds enough air to deliver around 80 shots per fill in 177 caliber and about 90 in 22. When it is time to refill, you simply turn the collar at the front of the cylinder to reveal the inlet and then plug in with the supplied probe. Accuracy wise, I've been quite impressed. Now obviously this gun hasn't been designed to win matches. Nonetheless, I've been getting ragged single hole groups at 25 meters and it's still grouping pretty tightly at 30 meters. So if you match it with the right pellet and put in the practice on the range, this gun certainly has the grunt and accuracy for humane pest control. It's also great fun for shooting in the garden or on the range. So that is the Kral Puncher NP-03. It looks good, it's solidly constructed, and it also has an adjustable stock. On top of that, it's compact, sensibly priced, and shoots pretty well too. Now if you're looking for a decent little PCP but don't want to spend a fortune, this one is certainly worth a look. I'm afraid that's all we've got time for in this week's episode, but as ever, I'll be back with more in 2 weeks. Thank you for watching and please don't forget to like and subscribe. And do also check out those subscription offers that we have for Airgun World magazine, which include shooting insurance. As I said, I'm back with more in a fortnight. In the meantime, enjoy your shooting and stay safe.